everybody for coming. I appreciate your presence here and your time.
Amazing. What an event. What an event. Just close your ears.
Let's begin.
Close your ears.
I can't see anyone. The light is too much.
Close your ears. You made a request. I'm gonna respect your request. Close your ears one second. He asked me why so many Jews love him. That's what he asked me. And you know what I said? And you tell me if this is not the reason. Because the man is likable. Right? And that's something that happens, you know, for him naturally, but it's not easy to get someone to feel something. And this guy tells stories, a thousand videos. How many hours does it take to produce? I'm stopping, I'm sorry.
How many hours? No, I told him, Hillel, do not compliment, because I get shy very quickly. But it takes 10 hours. To make a 1-minute video, on average it takes 10 hours.
10 hours.
You know 10 hours, 4 hours to write the words, 2 hours to go stressed and fight with everybody in the team, and then 3 hours to shoot, on average, maybe 4 hours to shoot, and then another 3 or 4 hours to edit. That's more than 10 hours actually. But
members of your team there besides your girlfriend? Anybody else here?
No, they're back in Tel Aviv.
Your editor,
we have work every day.
You guys are like.
We're taking a special exception to be here, and I'm glad to be here. It is an honor.
Quite a production.
Yeah, it is. My real name is not Nas. It is Nosire Yassin. No sire, like yes sire, no sire. Yes sire, no sire. It's a very complicated name. It's an Arabic name, and even in the Arab world, nobody has that name. So I don't know why my dad gave me that name, but I'm glad he did, because Nosire can also be Nas, and that's why I went by Nas. It means people in Arabic, and the whole concept of what I want to do in life is to meet as many people as possible. Although this is a bit overwhelming.
I don't mean to preach here, but like, this is something that we all talk about. Everyone probably in this room talks about. You did this for passion. You didn't do this for money. You didn't do this for fame.
I never wanted fame. I never thought it was possible for an Arab kid. Never. And I think that's why it grew, because people can see that this kid just really likes making videos. And so fame is social capital is an amazing thing, and I highly recommend it to anybody. I recommend you get social capital and get rid of financial capital. Basically, it's so much better to have 1 million friends around the world than $1 million. I'll take that any day.
Amen.
Imagine landing in Norway, okay, and say, "Hello, Norway. I don't know anyone here. I'm a tourist." But then, because you have social capital, all of a sudden 100 people show up, and they're your friends, and they want to help you, and they want to make you feel like a local. And this happened in every country in the world, and it made me feel like I belong in every country in the world. So I saved $60,000 to the dollar, okay? And I told myself, I trust myself that in 1 year, without a job, I'll figure something out. Like, it's all about trusting yourself. And so I did a calculation. How much money do I need to live in New York for 1 year without needing a job? $60,000 to live in New York with that stupid rent. So I saved $60,000, and then I got this genius idea. Why do I need to be in New York? I don't. And so I went to Nairobi, and $60,000 in Nairobi can last you for 6 years instead of 1. And that $60,000 is my investment into Nas Daily. I said, I'm gonna spend money. I was losing money every month. You're getting 2,000 views, 1,000 views, 200 likes. It's very lonely times. It's very hard times, and it's very you don't know where your next thing is coming from. And so the first 2 years, that's pretty much how it was. You get a job here, a gig there, $300 there, $500 there, and then Nas Daily blew up. And when it blows up, money blows up. And so Facebook, noticed that Nas Daily exists, and they supported it by giving it the ability to run ads. So like how YouTube works, you run an ad on YouTube, and you can do that same thing on Facebook if you have a long video. And they also, supported the endeavor, and the ad money is pretty much all you need to be sustainable.
Let me just cut you off one second. In case any of you don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, Zuckerberg literally told you are the top content producer worldwide on Facebook. Number 1. Is that true or not?
That's what he said when we met, yes. But
number 1 in the world.
I don't know if it's number 1. I know it's one of the top. Usually the way it works is for every 1 million views on Facebook, with ads, you can make $1,000. And the beauty of Nas Daily is that it had a lot of 1 million views. So you. That came out the wrong way. That came out the wrong way. Some videos went viral, and from the videos, so average is. So I'll tell you, I love transparency. So most videos, if it doesn't do well, it'll make like $500. And I make those videos once a week. Okay, $500. But some videos go viral and they make $8,000. Some videos go more viral, they make $20,000. The most, and that's the most that'll never happen again, ever happen again. Video that ever went viral made $130,000. Now, it was about a guy. No, I don't need to clap because money is not really the goal of doing this. It's just a great way to be acknowledged. You can be acknowledged with nice words, you can be acknowledged with financial success, and you can be acknowledged with whatever. But that's the way the things. And no one should ever do this for the money, because if you look at my hourly rate, I mean, it's probably below minimum wage. It's like the amount of hours. You don't put 8 hours every day for this. You put 25 hours every day for this. And yeah, I'm glad it worked. I wanted impact in terms of reaching as many people as possible, and I'm very lucky, Baruch Hashem, that the fact that I was able to get that impact, to be able to reach millions of people.
How much did Hashem pay you for that shout out just now? Influencer, man. So let's talk about the Arab-Israeli thing. I mean, how does that impact, speaking of impact, how does that affect your career, your life? What does it mean to be an Arab-Israeli at this, caliber?
Good question. Being Arab-Israeli, man, that's a tough one. I'll tell you, let's be frank. The reason I left in Israel is because I felt I could be more successful in a country that's not mine. And that's not a good thing for anyone to say. And so I felt like if I want to attain like real equality, real opportunity, I looked at the world map when I was 15 years old and I said, I just don't see it in Israel, and I just don't see it in Germany either. Really, it seems like the only place to achieve real equality and real opportunity is the United States. And that's why I applied to Harvard. And that's why I wanted to enter that world. It's because the truth is there's millions of 15-year-old kids just like you looking at the world map right now and asking themselves, do I have a real shot at success in the country of Israel as an Arab Israeli? And some could argue you do, and there's a lot of Arab Israelis in like good positions in Israel, way better than many other countries. But at the end of the day, like practicality and realities of life kind of. But that's why I'm coming back now, because I felt after I got my Harvard degree, after I achieved all the success, I feel like now I feel equal. Okay, now that I've been able to achieve this success, I feel equal, right? But I want. But that's the thing, it's a caveat. I want the 2 million non-Harvard graduates to also feel equal.
I'm just going to say, feel equal. You're talking about walking around the streets of Tel Aviv. I walked around the streets of Tel Aviv with you. We could not walk for 30 seconds without selfie.
I mean, yeah, you count everything by the day. I met my girlfriend on day 58. So we've been together, 1,005 days. Aline, introduce yourself.
Come on. Tell me about Aline a little bit. How long are you guys together?
Who's Aline? Oh, wow. The craziest person I met.
I could, by the way, totally verify that. I watch, big follower on Instagram.
She's half Israeli, as you can tell from the hair, and she's half Los Angeles, unfortunately.
Yes.
And so she has a very interesting story. So she's this 29-year-old girl who. Can I say? Can I say a life story?
Say whatever you want.
Okay, so basically, she was a Mormon in her old life, and her mom is Mormon, her dad is Jewish, Israeli, and they're divorced now. But she was a Mormon. She got married, and she started a company with her husband that makes videos. Okay.
Good video.
And then they divorced, and they sold the company, and then she left her religion, and then she was traveling around the world. And then she was visiting her dad in Tel Aviv, and then one day she got a Facebook notification saying, someone shared a Nas Daily video on Secret Tel Aviv. One of these Facebook groups on Israel, and she saw it and she's like, I have nothing to do in life, she said to herself, I'm bored.
I have no friends in Israel.
And she has no friends, and like, who's this guy? He seems like he's not an asshole, I guess.
Which is a little rare in Tel Aviv.
Little bit cheating. But eventually I turned out to be an asshole, but I'm sorry. And she messaged me, and I saw the message on my Facebook inbox, when I made a video about Jerusalem. We love Jerusalem. And it was a Jerusalem video. and she said, hey, we should be friends. And we became friends. We made videos in the Dead Sea, and then the next year I spent chasing her, and then and now she's my girlfriend.
Amazing. What do you have to say?
Oh, he's lovely, he's wonderful, and so all of you, thank you for having him in us.
You're the best. Thank you. All right.
There you go. Thank you for coming, Ellie. And one day, day 270, I made this one video, and then it just went insanely viral. It got 30 million views. Why? It's about cheapness. So it's called How Cheap is Thailand? And I was like, look guys, I'm in Thailand and I love not spending money. And that video went viral. I'm not proud of it, but it is what sort of got me is like this insane number of millions of views overnight. And a lot of people think Nas Daily is like overnight success or whatever. Like I hate that word. There's no such thing as overnight success, and it's cliche, but it's true. It took me 270 sleepless nights to try to get to that stage. And even after that stage, all the numbers went back down. Everything that goes up on Facebook goes down after. And so the real success, real success, where you have like 1 million viewers every day, was after 500, 600 days.
Wow.
650 days or so.
So one lesson we have today so far is passion. Now we have consistency.
Dude, I mean, I'm crazy when it comes to that stuff. I'll tell you this. I believed in, so I made it for 1,000 days, okay? I said, I'm gonna commit to 1,000 days of daily video making. And every day has to be a different topic. So you have to travel around the world to find the topics. You can't make a video sitting here on a couch. It's boring. And so, no, sorry for the video. Sorry for the camera. And I don't think many people can understand what this commitment means, because I had an agreement with my girlfriend. If one of my family members died, and I had an agreement with my family members, if my dad died, I told him I cannot take a day off. I'm so sorry. He said, I understand, and I promised him like 5 videos about his death. And I'm not even kidding, okay? Nothing will make me not make a video for that one. You cannot break the chain.
This is, I feel like I'm preaching, but this is such an important lesson to us. No, I'm serious. In marketing and business in general, like people start things, they don't see it through, right? Because they don't see overnight success. There's no such thing, right?
No such thing,
people don't, I mean, even me, I'm telling you, we're buddies, and I didn't know how long it took you to break out. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
I'm up to episode 300 and something.
But is it daily? Is it consecutive?
Every day.
Oh, every day?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, good job.
Thank you, dude.
I didn't know that. How about you either?
I'm not even looking at my numbers. I don't care. Because I know that consistency wins, period.
Yeah, consistency doesn't
stop.
Yeah.
Next question.
It forces you to be creative. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm not going to go the flattery. Objectively speaking, what you've done is bananas. Okay?
Thank you.
How do you remain grounded?
Good question. And I think it's very, it's one of the scariest things in the world is to come off as arrogant. But you could be so accomplished, like a Nobel Prize, like a prize winner, and if I talk to you and you make yourself sound like you're better than me, everything you've done in life is worthless. It's incredible how just a little bit of arrogance can ruin everything you've ever made in life. And so I take arrogance very seriously, and I don't ever want to come off as arrogant. And I think the beauty of Nas Daily is that I change countries very often. So I'm in a country for 2 weeks, for example, and then I look at the map and I say, I want to go to Rwanda. And so we go to Rwanda, okay? And then nobody gives a shit about you in Rwanda. And it's like, it's great, it's new beginnings all the time.
That could ground you.
If I stayed in Tel Aviv where selfie for too long, I'll feel like I'm a big deal, and that scares me. So it's good that we change locations all the time to realize in the grand scheme of things that you're nothing. And so that's why it
sounds like a rabbi. Man.
You should join the Nas Daily religion.
So, how do you, one of the questions here on Twitter is, how do you keep your branding, your message consistent without being boring? Like, you talk about...
Is that being boring?
Without being boring, how do you keep it like alive?
Yeah. I travel a lot. I think if you have a boring life, your content will be boring. It's just the way the world works. You're filming your life. And so if I want my videos to be interesting at all times, then I have to make my life interesting. And for me, the solution to that is to travel as much as possible. And wow, clapping for traveling, I like that. Hey, travel, yeah, we love travel. And the reason to travel is I'm not here to tell you the best hotel to be at. I don't care where you stay. I don't care about the food. I don't care about the music scene. I don't care about the art scene. I don't care what you should do as a tourist in India or whatever. I care about is, I think, there's incredible stories to be told in the most remote places in the world. I think there's so much more better content to be made in Easter Island, in Madagascar, in the Philippines. There's so many stories. And I tell you one example that really opened my eyes. We were in Sri Lanka, and I had a meetup. People showed up at the meetup, and I asked like 300 Sri Lankans. I was like, "Hey guys, what should I make videos about in Sri Lanka?" And then this guy tells me, "You should make a video about my friend. He's been 20 years in bed, cannot move a single muscle except his finger and his eyes and his mouth. Even his lungs were about to collapse because he has a muscle disease. And for 20 years, he's sitting in a poor house with his family on a bed, cannot move. And he's on a breathalyzer. What do you call that?
Respirator.
Yeah, yes. And I was like, and this guy ended up writing 4 books. Okay, so he wrote 4 books with his finger on his Android phone. He was like literally like this. He wrote 4 books. Okay, and I went to visit him, and he's like an incredible guy, super smart, obviously super religious, but super smart and super. The books are about his dreams. They're non-fiction, they're fiction, they're whatever you want, and they're selling in the hundreds in Sri Lanka. And I saw that and I was like, man, this is keyboard warrior. Keyboard warrior is a term we say, oh, these keyboard warriors, they just make fun of us on the internet. But he's a real warrior. Through his keyboard with one finger, wrote 4 books. I made a video about his life, his story, and I made it in a way that appeals to the Western world, that appeals to the New Yorkers and the Los Angeles. And that video ended up getting 20 million views, okay? And ended up sort of changing his life. He got more offers to write more books. He started writing more books. He republished them, and he was so happy. And he sent me a message saying, I feel like I was born again. And I was like, wow, this is incredible. Unfortunately, as he was about to launch his book and distribute it, he passed away at the age of, I think, 31. He was supposed to die at the age of 19. So he was such a fighter. And so these stories not only made his life better, not only made him, his country, more proud of him, it made the whole world appreciate Sri Lankans more. And Sri Lankans are equal to Israelis. They're equal to the hippie New Yorkers as well. And that's a major, major part of what I believe in for Nas Daily.
Absolutely amazing.
She's right. And that's what my girlfriend tells me every day. But this is why I'm happy when I'm unhappy. Does that make sense? I'm happy when I'm unhappy. I love putting myself to like a much higher standard than before. So it used to be, and I kid you not, I used to be happy when I got 3 likes every minute, okay? Every minute I got 3 likes in the beginning. And I was like, and I remember calling my friend, like, dude, you got 3 likes in a minute, I'm so happy. Then when I got that, it became the new normal. It's the numbers trap. And then the new normal, and now to be happy, I have to make more than 3 likes per minute for me to be happy. So the next day, I got 10 likes per minute. Yes, I'm happy. Then if I get 3 likes again, I'm sad. Get it? So it's a numbers trap. So there's no end. Numbers don't end. And so at some point, I started getting 100 likes per minute. I was like, good, that's the new normal. Anything below that, I'm sad.
It's a drug.
Anything above that, I'm happy.
It's a drug.
It's a drug. And then, okay, the next, 300 likes per minute. Good. If I get 200 likes per minute, I'm sad. If I get above 300 likes, I'm happy. And it made it so that if you get less than 1,000 likes per minute, I was sad. And think about that. It's crazy. And and now I think the most we've ever had was 3,000 per minute, and there is no way, we know for a fact, there's no way we can break that record. And so I'm in constant, I peaked. But that's what I'm saying, right? It's the numbers trap is numbers don't end, and if you assign your happiness to the numbers, you become a prisoner of numbers. And I understand how it's very, very irrational of me, and I understand how I'm saying something very stupid right now, but it is something I wanted to hold myself to. I said, I will be happy when I'm unhappy, and That's why I think Nas Daily worked, because I obsess about things.
I wouldn't call it obsess. I think it's a passionate thing. You're using obsess. I don't think obsess is the right word. It's just your passion. It's your thing. You have a mission.
But it's good to note, it is a numbers game, but at the end of the day, in the beginning, you asked me, why did you make 500 videos and nobody, and then you still continue to go? You still continued, right? You make 500 videos and you didn't give up. I'll tell you why. Because all you really need to be satisfied is one. So you really need is one person. At day 58, I got my girlfriend to message me. That's all I really need. On day 12, I got a journalist from Kenya to message me, and together we made videos. That's one. So for me, when I was sick on day 28, a guy in India, in Mumbai, named Nas, I kid you not, a guy named Nas in India messaged me when I was sick on day 28, and he said, hey, you're sick, come to my house because I want to make you like food and give you medicine. And he's younger than me. And I was like, wow, that's all I need to continue going. And so this whole numbers thing is just, thank you. It's just like a, how are we doing as a company on the whole? But in general, you derive satisfaction if you impact one life.
100%. Amen.
Oh, I talked too much.
All right,
Sorry.
listen, 2 things. Number one, we gotta end.
Yes.
But I think everyone is very interested to see what happens next. I know I am. And listen, just keep doing your thing. Keep being humble. I'm serious. It's really amazing that you've done this and you stayed humble and grounded. That's awesome. I have 2 last requests. Number one, I'm gonna take the camera.
Okay.
Turn around. You're gonna do your famous, that's 1 minute. See you tomorrow. Give me my camera. We're doing this.
1, 2, 3. That's 1 minute. See you tomorrow. Booyah! Thank you very much.
I would imagine Joseph's going to have at least 3, if not 4 episodes from today. It was outrageously impressive. Medved, Goldberg, Ari, Liz, and the whole team, you guys absolutely nailed it. See you next week.